Hello, Watem here, and welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. Let us continue.
そこに黄金鏡への鍵が眠る。読めた。
曽我岸ったって広いだろうし、かつてそこに後ろ宮家の家があったわけでもない。その広大な土地のどこかに鍵が隠されてて納品取ってんじゃ、こいつはお手上げってわけだぜ。
確かにな。
Yeah, and I doubt that it was actually wherever it is there.
鍵が手に入らないことにはその先の行に進めないぜ。ジョージ兄貴、曽我岸ってのはどんなとこなんだ？
さあね。行ったことはないからわからないけど、地図によると山の中みたいだよ。
Just give me a moment. Okay, yep.
確か浅間山の山麓みたいだったね。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is somewhere on the island.
なんだかパッとしねえな。宝のありかを隠した謎ってのはもっとぴったりとはまるもんじゃねえのかよ。
Do you? I'd expect it to be more abstract. Yeah, so like, and the key is probably going to be like a idea kind of key rather than a physical key.
どうも曽我岸ってのがそもそも間違いって気がするぜ。
Yeah.
私は曽我岸を疑ってるぜ。私たちが知らないだけで、例えばじいさまの子供時代を過ごした家とかがあるかもしれないだろ。一行目に懐かしき故郷をって行があるくらいだもんな。
Yeah, I think they're too focused on it being like his point of view. After all, it is the witch's epitaph.
シャノンはじいさまによく酒とか継がされてたろ？昔話とか聞かされたことないのか？
親方様は昔の話はほとんどされません。ただ、後ろ宮家が滅びかけた関東大震災について非常に人事のように話されることがありましたので、関東地方よりずっと遠方にお住まいだったかもしれません。
後宮本家は小田原に住んでたかもしれないけど、分家はその限りじゃなかったろうね。
And yeah, there's also that.
おじい様はよく自分のことを分家も分家、跡継ぎに最も縁遠かった。
Yeah, wasn't he like really far down the succession until suddenly he got very quote unquote lucky?
と言われるくらいだからね。
ってことはつまり懐かしき故郷ってのがすでに小田原じゃない可能性もあるってことだな。
There's that, but then also it's the witch's epitaph. Maybe the beloved hometown is from her point of view, and this is supposedly Beatrice's island.
じいさまの故郷なんて聞いたこともないぜ。聞いても素直に教えちゃくれねえだろうしよ。
I just kind of noticed like there's this kind of stencil outline for a tree there, but it doesn't really fit in with the rest of the background. Anyway.
懐かしき故郷というのが後宮家のルーツを指さないのであれば、小田原説は初めから間違ってることになっちゃうね。
Yeah.
もちろん曽我岸の疑いが晴れたわけじゃないけれども例えば幼少の頃を小田原で過ごし、その後遠方へ引っ越した可能性もあるだろうし。
おお、さっきから何の話かわかんない。ほう。
Maria had been completely left out of the conversation, and she now sat puffing out her cheeks in boredom.
つまりだな。黄金すごろくの最初のスタート地点が決まらないことには、何も始まらないってことだぜ。ん？いや待てよ。最初の5行で見つかるのは鍵だろ？鍵なんてなくても、扉はぶち壊して入ることだってできるはずだぜ。とりあえず最初の5行をすっ飛ばして、その先の推理に入ってもいいんじゃねえか？
おお、その発想はなかったぜ。まあいいや、どうせ暇つぶしなんだ。続きを聞かせろよ、バトラの推理。
でも、その先からは急に物騒になるんですよね。
That it definitely does. Shannon's frowned slightly. After looking back at Maria's notebook to recall what was written there. Yeah, I was forced to agree.
第1の番に、鍵の選び師6人を生贄に捧げよ。か。
And yet, perhaps, since it's chosen by the key, perhaps the key is a person or a, what's the word, vessel for Beatrice's revival?
いきなり物騒になるな。
It is possible that the 6 chosen by the key, it might not be people, it might be 6 different types of food which could be offered as sacrifice.
第2の番には、寄り添う2人を引き裂けときたもんだ。
Yeah, that could be literally, or it could
恋
be,
仲を破談させるのか。
yeah.
文字通り、引き裂くという意味なのか。
I feel kind of cheated now, since they already give all my thoughts, which I gave last part, the very next part.
わかりかねるけど、どっちにせよ気持ちの悪い話だぜ。
その第2の番の解釈を別にしても、第1の番に6人、
Not necessarily.
第4の番から第8の番までで5人。
Probably for that.
少なく見積もっても11人が生贄にされなきゃならない。
So, at least 5 with probably a 6 there. Potentially 12 people. Or potentially up to, I think, 14 people. As minimum. Yeah, that doesn't quite work. It's a less than equal or greater than. Yeah. Because it says none. The tips. None shall be left alive. Would be then well, no one. So any number of people could die there. Yeah.
ベアトリーチェが蘇るための生贄。
なるほど。魔女復活のための生贄か。そういう解釈にもなるな。その結果、第9の番に魔女が蘇って、最後は極めつけだな。
If it is being told from Kinzo's point of view, those who remain shall praise my noble name. That might be his death, maybe. Then after that, people start killing to get the inheritance. Except he wants to be alive for the witch's revival so that he can see her smile. Maybe. Ooh, perhaps the way it's worded though, it's not that he does die, it's that they think he's dead. And so they praise his name, venerate his death, but he's actually hiding somewhere. I don't know.
第9の晩に魔女は蘇り、誰も生き残れはしない。結局はみんな死んでしまいます。
それでようやく次の第10の晩にゴールってことになってんな。
Yeah, the resurrection of all the dead souls is odd. Maybe it's something like Kigarashi where it's for time loop stuff, where Rika jumps back to not being dead, and which would also return the love that was lost. I don't know about the gold in relation to that, but maybe the witch uses up all her powers to send them back in time. I don't know.
みんな死んじまうのに黄金鏡へ至るだろうって言われても困ったもんだぜ。
I also don't really see the point in reviving someone so that they can go to eternal sleep.
鍵を手に旅に出た当人も生き残れないに含めるのかどうかは解釈の分かれるところだね。
Again, I think I covered that last time.
しかしよ、最後のところには面白いことが書いてあるぜ。ゴールした後、魔女からもらえる4つの宝の行だよ。一つは全ての黄金。
Wait, does she give all of the treasures? Oh, bestow. I guess from the way it's phrased it does, rather than being a choice of one of the four.
問題は次だ。全ての死者の魂を蘇らせるとあるぜ。みんな死んじまったっていうのとかけてるような気がしねえか。
Probably.
それを言われれば、次の失った愛すらも蘇らせるという部分は、
It's probably referring
第
to
2
two
の晩の
torn apart.
寄り添いし2人を引き裂けにかけているようにも見えますね。
Why did I go through all the my thoughts when I first saw the epitaph?
そうだね。
It's just going to explain every single thing I said.
そして4つ目も第9の晩にかけてある。
I guess it wasn't especially deeply thought out on my behalf.
第9の晩に蘇った魔女を4つ目の宝が再び眠りにつかせている。
好意的に解釈すりゃ死んだり別れさせたりと忙しいが最後には全部チャラになるわけだな。目覚めた魔女も再び眠るし手元にはたっぷりの黄金だけが残るって寸法だぜ。
If it's a time loop thing though, it might, except then it says that Beatrice will be put to rest forever. So who knows?
死んだり蘇らせたり別れさせたりくっつかせたりと魔女様はお忙しいこったね。
ついでに起きたり眠ったりな。
やれやれ。せっかくの隠し黄金の話も魔女の話が絡んじまうと急にうさんくさくなっちまうぜ。
What are we talking about?
違いないな。
I feel like there's some context I've missed or something. Anyway, I laughed along with Jessica. After all, the idea of a witch was just too ridiculous. Of course, once we started laughing like that, Maria, who believed in the witch, got angry.
魔女はすごい。魔法で何でもできる。殺すことも生き返らせることも愛を与えることも奪うことも空も飛べるし姿を透明にできるし黄金もパンも生み出せる。
Okay, for the resurrection of the love that was lost. What if that isn't for the two, but for like family bonds or something between all the siblings? Or maybe the whole family? If there was one other thought on that line, give me a second. Right, I was thinking, like, Midsummer's Night Dream, where, maybe, the love which gets put back together isn't the same love.
いけね。悪い悪い、冗談だよ。
Jessica apologized, sticking out her tongue, but Maria didn't accept it. She grabbed her notebook back out of my hands and, opening to some other pages, tried to prove that the witch existed. Those pages had colourful drawings of witches on them, and well conveyed the fantastical image Maria had of witches. It wasn't the normal sinister image of a crooked-nosed hag flying around in a broom, but a dreamlike person with unnatural powers who could do anything and wore a beautiful dress. It was just what you'd expect from an imaginative young girl. Flitting through the sky, crossing a rainbow, dancing around all night with a teacup and a teapot that would never get empty no matter how much you poured out of it. With a flourish of a staff, the stars in the sky would become candy and pour down, and flowers that produce sweets would bud by the roadside. To Maria, witches were the only concept that could embody the magical dream that so captivated her. As she grew older, it was the last remaining thing that could give richness to her dull and plain everyday life. That's why Maria believed in witches. She didn't want that dream of hers to be tarnished. Or, maybe she's met a witch. That's why she didn't want anyone to tarnish the epitaph, which affirmed the existence of witches. Maybe she's met a witch and wants them to take the epitaph and all the death and all seriously. Because witch named Beatrice is Maria's dream.
マリアちゃんにとっては、これは黄金の隠し場所を示すものじゃなくて、魔女を蘇らせるための魔法なんだって。
So it was the single link between Maria and the witch. Maria was very angry and clung to George and Nikki. Jessica and I scratched our heads and apologized. It might not be possible to smooth things over again like the time she got mad in front of a portrait. Maria didn't seem willing to be easily consoled. Unlike Jessica and I, who hung our heads wondering what to do, Shannon-chan timidly opened her mouth.
マリア様、ご存知ですか？私たち使用人の間では、ベアトリーチ様の怪談が語り継がれているんですよ。
Oh?
そうだったっけ？シャノン、聞かせてやれよ。私は知らないんだけど、使用人の間じゃかなり有名な話らしいぜ。
何の話だ？怪談？
うん。僕たちが生まれる前からある話らしいね。母さんにも話を聞かされたことがあるよ。
はい。この島にお屋敷が建てられてからずっと語り継がれている話です。当時の使用人たちは、お屋敷には昼と夜で違う主がいると囁き合っていたそうです。
Huh? The tale that Shannon told was just like a typical campfire ghost story. If there was a forest with a witch living inside it, then of course the witch would come pay the mansion a visit from time to time. At some point, this ghost story naturally sprouted up between the servants.
ちゃんと閉めたはずの窓や扉や鍵がもう一度見回りに来たら開いていたとか、消したはずの明かりがついていたり、つけたはずの明かりが消えていたり、置いたはずのものがなくなっていたり、置いた覚えのないものが置かれていたり、そういうことがあるたびに古い使用人たちは魔女が姿を消してお屋敷を訪れ、いたずらをしていったのだろうと囁き合ったそうです。
ああ、いるよな。私も昔よく登校の時に限ってカバンが見つからなかったりしたもんだぜ。
Sure. Maria puffed out her chest with an ooh, ooh, as though this was final proof of a witch's existence. If I opened my mouth, Maria would probably hurt again, so I didn't. Probably be hurt again. I mean, you hear this kind of story everywhere. Yeah, like for fair folk, or neighbours. Depending on the place, we might blame it on a dwarf or an elf. The only difference is that they call it a witch on this island. Of course, walking around a vast, elegant mansion at night would be a little unsettling. It's an island devoid of people. Since the mansion is so drafty, walking around in the night of a thunderstorm would certainly be eerie.
他にも鬼火や輝く蝶々が舞っているのを見たという使用人も。カノン君もそれらしいものを以前夜の見回りの時に見たことがあると言ってました。
Even canon, huh?
あと最近ではお屋敷の中で深夜に不思議な足音をよく聞くと使用人の間で話題です。
I have a feeling this is definitely going to come up sometime in... I don't want to say near future actually anymore. This is definitely going to come up though. There's going to be something about the footsteps which has been preparing for something.
私たちは肖像画の中のベアトリーチェ様が姿を消してお屋敷の中を散歩しているんだろうと囁き合ってるんですよ。ずいぶん前ですが、私もそうかもしれない足音を夜の見回りの時に聞いたことがあります。
I mean, it could also be the footsteps of someone just getting up in the middle of the night or patrolling as well.
ひゅー。そりゃ怖えな。
怯えることはないんですよ。ベアトリーチェ様は親方様とは異なるもう一人のお屋敷の主です。
Whose revival apparently demands death.
だから変に怯えたりしないで敬意を持っていれば決して悪いことはしないのだそうです。
Yes, her revival requires death, so don't be afraid.
ただし敬意を持たないと恐ろしいんだったね。
はい。私が務めを始める直前にベアトリーチェ様のことを悪く言っていたそうです。だから使用人たちはベアトリーチェ様のお怒りに触れたのだろうと噂し合ったそうです。
Okay, this is really giving me Oyashiro-sama's curse kind of vibes.
バトラとジェシカ、きっとお怒りに触れる。
わあ、悪かったぜ。お怒りに触れちゃたまるねえ。謝るよ、マリア。もちろん、魔女様にも謝るぜ。ベアトリーチェ様、ごめんなさい。よそ者のザレ言と思って勘弁してやってください。
Yeah. Although this definitely sounds like the kind of story you'd tell to someone that's new to a job. It's like, yeah, before you worked here, it was actually the previous person, got done in by a ghost.
私も謝るぜ。ベアトリーチェ様、ごめんなさい。これで魔女様、私たちを許してくれるかな？
わかんない。魔女は気まぐれだから、許してくれるときは許してくれるし、許さないときは許さない。
So who knows? Maybe your face is already sealed.
それは困ったね。マリアちゃん、バトラ君とジェシカちゃんがベアトリーチェ様のお怒りに触れないようにするいいおまじないとかないかな。何か魔除けとかさ。
By relying on Maria, who was proud of knowing the most about witches, George was trying to revive her self-esteem. Once again, I got to admire his ability to calm kids down. After taking a moment to cross her arms and seriously ponder whether there might be a charm that could save us, she started flipping through the pages in her notebook. I thought it was just a scribbled diary, but there also seemed to be quite a few pages that looked like they'd come from a book on black magic. Maria solemnly considered a group of these pages, which contained things that looked like magic circles. Apparently, grandfather wasn't the only one with a black magic hobby. When Maria finally found what she was looking for, she snapped the notebook shut and threw it into her handbag. She then began fishing through her bag's contents. There seemed to be various jumbled up things in there. After a while, she took out various pieces of junk, although they were probably important magical items to Maria, and repeatedly threw them back in, saying they were wrong. It was all a little humorous, just like when Doraemon took out the wrong tool. Finally, she seemed to discover what she was looking for. With a face that was unimaginably cheery when compared to the intense expression she had worn until now, she held those out to Jessica and me. I grabbed it and saw that it was a very cheap-looking charm. It looked like a bracelet made from a plastic rosary, with a scorpion-themed medal attached. Haven't you ever seen those cheap zodiac-themed accessories? The kind you might win in a crane game at an arcade? It really looked like something like that. There were two of them. Probably one for me and one for Jessica. However, the very fact that there were two of them made them feel even more like cheap manufactured goods, making it pretty hard to think of them as magical items. First thing that pops into my mind with some of that is a certain magical index where you've got like one magician at the start literally just printing out runes so that he can like post up 1,000 of them somewhere.
これを私とバトラーに?
So yes, don't doubt the power of mass producing magical items in fantasy.
このお守りならベアタリーチェも大丈夫。サソリは魔除けの力があるから。
そうなのか? サソリにそんな力がねえ。
Wonder which culture that's from.
バトラが信じない。
Since I was making comparisons to Figurashi earlier, what if Maria is in that kind of situation, where she knows what's going to happen, but is upset that she can't... Oh, she can warn the others, but they don't believe her. I just said too much and angered Maria again. Maria took out her notebook again, pointing out various pages as she went on and on about how the scorpion had such incredibly holy power that it had been used in magic-repelling magical circles since ancient times.
ああ、他の使用人の子から聞いたことがあります。サソリって魔術では魔除けのシンボルとして描かれることもあるんだとか。
Huh.
へえ、そうなのか。
Yeah, I had no idea about that.
サソリは悪い魔法や最悪から守ってくれる。
I would have expected it to be more of a herald of bad magic and calamity.
そしてエメラルドは心に平和をもたらしてくれる。だから二重で効果がある。
本当だ。
What trees turn out to be very vital items later on.
サソリがエメラルドを抱いて守ってるね。なるほど。これはご利益がありそうだよ。
Really wanted to make fun of those worthless-looking charms. You want to make fun of a little girl? But as I watched Maria explaining with all of her heart and realised that she'd found them for our sakes, I started to feel like it might actually work, even if it was just a prize from some game centre. The material quality of the charm didn't matter. What mattered was the strength of her feelings, and in some settings and religious connotations, its less the objects themselves and more of the symbolism that they are attributed to. Even I don't think of myself as the sort of loser who'd laugh at something like that.
そっか。ありがとな。ベアトリーチェ様には謝ったけどよ。万が一たたりがある時でも、マリアのこのお守りのおかげで安心だぜ。な、ジェシカ。
ああ、そうだぜ。ありがとうな、マリア。
心に平安が欲しいときは腕につける。お財布に入れるとお金が減らなくなる。ドアノブにかけておくと悪いものが入ってこられなくなる。便利なお守り。
If only you could do that to get out of paying bills.
それはすごい効能ですね。マリア様が自信を持って進めるお守りなら、きっと頼もしいものと思います。
Shannon-chan clapped her hands together, and Maria stuck out her chest. She was totally in a good mood again. It was probably best if we let her lead the conversation a bit longer, if it'll keep her in such a good mood. Come to think of it, she looked a bit bored when we were getting excited about the hidden gold, probably because she couldn't keep up. While eating the cookies Kumasawa-san had baked, Jessica and I asked Maria this and that about black magic. Maria happily chatted away in response to our questions. Each time, George, Aniki, and Shannon-chan would act surprised to chime in. The clouds in the sky grew darker and darker, but we cousins really enjoyed communicating freely after a year of separation, or more on his behalf. Okay, well, I lost my mute button the other way around by mistake, so this is future me talking here, and I don't remember what I said, so yeah. Words.
今、額にポタってこなかったかい?
Right, Fizz.
What?
I think I mentioned remembering the,
どうだろうな。
it's like a typhoon or something, some kind of storm. Yeah. As George Aniki rubbed his forehead, he looked up to the sky, considering the colour of the sky and the dampness of the air. It wouldn't have been odd for a raindrop to hit him. The wind also seemed to have grown a bit stronger. And yes, I think I also mentioned how the sky is very dark and cloudy.
俺にも来ねえぜ。それに今夜になれば、誰にも等しく大雨が降るだろうよ。
Yeah, this is where I mentioned that it's so very dark and cloudy.
そうだね。そろそろ引き上げた方がいいかな。
Shannon-chan looked down at her watch. It was probably well into the evening by now.
もう仕事に戻る時間かよ。
はい。皆様と一緒で楽しい時間を過ごさせていただきました。ありがとうございました。
熊沢さんにクッキーをごちそうさまって伝えてね。さあみんな、片付けを手伝おう。
Shannon-chan declined our help, saying that this was the servant's job. But picking up a dropped fork before the waitress is like my purpose in life. We folded up the blanket, gathered up the trash, and helped clean everything up. Don't jump into the ocean.
そいつは逃がさないぜ。マリアより先にいただきだ。
Turning into a competition.
マリア、靴を濡らすなよ。怒られるぜ。
To Maria, chasing after some trash sent flying by the powerful winds is just another game. By the time we finished, the wind was blowing pretty strong. Probably a good time to head back.
皆様のおかげで助かりました。ありがとうございました。
もう本当に時間がないみたいだね。先に戻っていいよ。
George Aniki perceived from her hurried appearance that very little of her free time was left.
源氏さん、時間には厳しい人だからな。 定時に持ち場についてないと厳しそうだぜ。
また後でね。お仕事頑張ってね。
はい、それでは失礼させていただきます。
After making a respectful bow, Shannon-chan ran towards the rose garden.
ほんじゃ、俺たちもゲストハウスへ戻ろうぜ。テレビでも見てくつろがせてもらうさ。
テレビ見る。テレビ見る。
なら決まりだな。戻ってみんなで一緒にテレビでも見ようぜ。
Maria, who wasn't done having fun, agreed once television was mentioned. We climbed up the gentle stairs and returned to the rose garden. Yes, and oh so cloudy and dark and dreary. There we go. The wind had grown very strong, and roses shook throughout the garden like ripples of water. And yep, so here I will end it because we've gotten to the end of the section. We're already well over time. No new tips I think I showed, and I'll just quickly go through all the characters. In any case, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in comments. Until next time, see ya!